Okay, so if you tuned in before, we are back live with another Changing Channels. I am here with who?
LestheGenius.
And we are live at Summer in the Carolinas. All right, so let's just get straight into it. Tell me a little bit about your sound. I've listened to your music. I like the smooth sounds, but how would you describe it?
I think it varies. I feel like there's just so many different bags to, like, you know, our personality and so many emotions that we feel. So depending on, like, what emotions we're portraying, it kind of changes. Like, I really love the ode to, like, the classic hip-hop and the traditional Southern sound. But it's like, I also love, like, the new house shit, like the dance shit. And, like, a bunch of just, like, you know, things that make you move. So a mixture of both of those, messing around with melodies and just different rhythms and flows.
Okay, so what would you say has been maybe your biggest influence?
I think it's more so like the independent scene that came up like right before me, like the Sabas and the Shminos, and like everybody under like that realm, even like Boz. It's just like hearing a different way of doing like music. It's like they're infusing so many different sounds from overseas, and like, you know, being from Sierra Leone is like, I like that shit as well. It's just like that different sound, like just bringing in different vibes. So just hearing them, and then also like seeing that they're not afraid to bend flows. Like, we're not doing like A-B like rhyme schemes. Like they're just going in depth with however they want. They're not really having any limits to their creativity. So.
Right. And I know you just brought up being from Sierra Leone. So talk to me a little bit about how diversity kind of influences you.
It influences me because I hear so many different sounds. It's just like, even though like since I've been here, I fell in love with hip hop. It's like when I'm in the house or at different parties, like I'm hearing a bunch of different music, not just Sierra Leonean music, but Ghanaian music and just Nigerian music and all these different cultures. So it influences the sound. We know what makes people move, not just in the United States, but like across the globe.
Right. And so do you think you would maybe get into, you know, get back to your roots, make a little, you know,
most definitely
bop the wine too?
It would be really dope. But the way that I would want to do it is like adding so much like hip hop influence to it as well, to stay authentic to, you know, my sound, and just seeing how to just maneuver. So a bunch of the homies, me and them are getting together, and we're working on that as we speak.
Okay, so I know you bring that up, and Issa Rae has this really great quote where she talks about how it's so much better rather than to like be like crabs in a barrel and, you know, like looking straight to the top, but to really like collaborate and build with the people around you. Talk to me a little bit about that.
I think that's like the whole reason why we're here, you know? It's just like we all are just building around together. Like, even when I first started, it's just the collective of homies. Like, I have a show, I put them on, they put me on to a show. We're sharing each other, we're boosting each other up, and it's like good to see all of us just grow from how we started like a couple of years ago. So it's like that community, that sense of like belonging with the people around you and just growing together. It just makes everything more simple. You can't do it alone, you need a team.
Right. And you have a lot of features on your newest project, Everything's Okay. Talk to me a little bit about how that project came to in fruition.
Everything's okay is about like that false sense of the word that we always tell everybody. We always tell everybody we're okay, and it's like that sense of like mental health. Really taking it seriously, especially as like a black male. A lot of the time, it's not something that's looked upon. Like when it comes to mental health, taking it seriously and your emotions and your feelings. So I just wanted to be very vulnerable on this whole entire project, and the whole entire project just came together from that time of me just, you know, after everything, just sitting around during the pandemic and like sitting with myself and understanding who I am and who I want to be. And just growing from relationships, friendships, and just life in general, and navigating through the music industry. So that was like the product of all of that time.
And there was a crazy time, but some really great work came out of that as
Most
well.
definitely.
Okay, so you have your hit song Llywood. It made it onto President Obama's 2019 favorite song playlist. Like, it blew up. Talk to me a little bit about, like, if you're from North Carolina, you know we rep our city. I have 919 tatted on me. Like, we rep that till we die. Talk to me about how that works, you know?
I just love the city. And the thing I love about the record the most is a lot of people say it feels like, I never even been to Raleigh, but it feels like home. And like that's just the vibe of the whole entire record. We made it on a late night, you know, just cruising through the city. So it just brings that togetherness and that feeling. And I love to have something that brings us all together and put like, you know, a stamp that everybody knows, okay, cool, they're from Raleigh, North Carolina, and they're proud of where they're from. And,
I definitely feel that. I get excited when I hear, you know, my city and somebody's song. When I hear Ari say cruising and driving through Raleigh, like, oh, I know where that's at. Okay, so talk to me a little bit about, this is year 2 at Summer in the Carolinas, right? And I'm big on self-reflection and growth. Talk to me about like where you were last year in like, you know, in juxtaposition to where you are now.
Yeah, last year was an interesting spot. I was just now like, you know, going away from the new music that I dropped and like getting into my bag to create this project. So it was just like that transition. I was able to preview some tracks. I was able to come and bring the homies out, and it was really dope. But this year I feel like I've grown a lot, especially like when it comes to performance. Like I'm more interactive with my performances. Breath control and everything is a lot better. It's just like we're just more focused in. I got the homies with me now doing my DJ set as well. So it's just like, you know, we're just leveling up. We got new music and we just can't wait to share with everybody.
Okay. So what are you most excited about that's upcoming?
That's a good question. I guess the thing in the most immediate, I'm most excited for my set. But I'm also just excited to get back out and just start like, you know, doing more shows, putting out music, putting out a lot of this content that's coming with the project. And I'm like, you know, just appreciative of everyone that's tapping in throughout the whole entire journey. It means a lot.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in with us. If you are tuned in, we are here live at Summer in the Carolinas. I am here with
LestheGenius.
Okay, and we out of here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna end this real quick.